Towns hit hard by flooding call on the state to help bail them out. Falling admissions and revenues are forcing a North Jersey hospital to shut down. The mayoral candidates in one of the state's biggest municipalities face off over taxes and crime. Women legislative candidates promote their platforms at a political forum. And though a bit lower, New Jersey auto insurance rates remain the highest in the nation. NJN News for Tuesday, September 25th. There's a push by municipalities for the state to do more to help them recover from flooding. As storm patterns have become more severe, more communities are reaching out for assistance in rebuilding or preventing damage. State House correspondent Jim Hooker reports.
This brand new dam in Medford Lakes is one of two the tiny borough of 1,500 families dug deep into their collective wallets to pay for after the floods of July 2004 wiped away the dams that had been there. They were just two of many wiped out then in the so-called 100-year storm along the Rancocas Creek.
It's designed for a 100-year storm to overtop so that any impact downstream of any water that has to be released to lower lakes or anything of that nature can be controlled at this end.
The project didn't come cheap, $11.2 million for the structures that hold back water that also create bucolic vistas the town prides itself on. But officials and homeowners here say they're also protecting citizens of other towns downstream while helping maintain clean water in the 360-mile Rancocas watershed area. For their trouble, they say the state should ease the burden on these local property taxpayers, each of whom has a share of $7,500 a family over 20 years to cover the bill, an amount about equal to the average annual property tax bill here.
You take that where we already have in the state an acknowledged property tax burden and an equitable burden on property tax in the state, to put 23% on top of that to restore state assets just doesn't seem to make sense to us.
Municipal officials were among a number from around the state pushing proposed legislation that would have the state pay half the tab for storm infrastructure improvements or repairs like the Medford Lake dams. A borough councilman was among a number of South Jerseyans who turned out for a hearing hosted by the newly minted Assembly Flooding Legislative Panel asking for support for the measure. Panel members said they would consider backing the legislation. Others called for state environmental regulators to relax policies on stream deepening, arguing the Rancocas should be dredged so it won't flood so readily. In addition to borough residents paying for the two new dams, the Medford Lakes Colony, a local homeowners association, also spent $2.5 million restoring these lakes through dredging and other cleanup efforts.
You know, why do we help out when people down at the beach lose their homes? You know, it's a place that we value, that we want to take care of.
It didn't start here. It was just a result.
The borough is also battling FEMA for dam cost reimbursement. FEMA would only pay for earthen dam replacement that officials here say would have cost about the same, but would have taken up more property, including the condemnation of at least 4 homes. FEMA's denial is being appealed. Jim Hooker, NJN News, Medford Lakes.